You truly are your forever bestie, like your forever built-in bestie. And if you and you are clashing heads, it's not going to be a very fun existence for you. First of all, no way did I just find out that my camera is a touchscreen. I've had the camera since 2017. Cool. That doesn't look right. No. Yes, perfect. Perfect. Thank you for returning. I've never introduced myself. I just realized. My name is Paige. Very nice to meet you all. So I'm gonna be talking about how to become your best, I'm going to be talking about how to become your own best friend and why I think it's important. I'll start off with why it's important. Number one, wow. Do you see my arms compared to my face? The relationship that you have with yourself is going to affect all other relationships. So if you're unhappy with yourself or have no love for your own self, you're going to kind of act out in relationships, especially romantic ones. And if your partner loves themselves and you hate yourself, you're gonna almost... Don't do that, Lou. Chew a quiet toy. If your partner loves themselves and you hate yourself, you're gonna almost take it out on them. And I'll tell you right now, it's just not a good thing at all. And I've said this in another video, the relationship you have with yourself is the most important one. But I love just the scarf, the heater. Awesome. In my own experience, realized that number one, you're not gonna be in such, we'll say, bad or toxic relationships, whether it's relationships, friendships, whatever, because you're going to care about yourself more and you're going to know, okay, this is not healthy. Okay, I shouldn't be tolerating this. When you form a relationship with yourself and you start to love and respect yourself, you start to put up boundaries. That may take away some of the relationships in your life, but that just means that they're not meant for you. I feel like when I didn't like myself, I had a lot of friends. I had so many friends, and that's not good. Like, none of those people cared about me, and they knew I didn't like myself, and that's almost, it's like they fed off of it. Also, for the most part, were people that didn't like themselves either, so it was kind of just not good company for either side. This kind of goes into what I was saying before. When you get to know yourself and strengthen the relationship you have with yourself, you gain self-confidence, self-love. You understand how to love yourself and what you need to feel that you're loved. At the end of the day, like, we don't need what we think we do from others. We can give it to ourselves. And in the aspect of like boundaries or, you know, loving yourself creates thicker skin. In a sense, when you're firm and you know who you are, which I always say, being alone is the best way to do this, because when you're surrounded by other people, you will never truly understand your core wants, needs, value, all of that, and you will never truly know yourself, because we are affected by the people around us, whether we see it or not. And I have a stool this whole time. That's incredible, because now I can sit and be cute. Anyways, so let's say someone's being mean to you. You're gonna be standing so strong in who you are and your truth that what they say is not going to affect you. So at the end of the day, you always have been and you always will be the only constant in your life. So to live a life and not want to be around yourself isn't healthy. Obviously, we know, like, codependency and having to be around other people or having to be doing this, having to be doing that because you can't sit with yourself. I lived that way for so long, and to have such a strong relationship with myself, being able to do anything alone, being able to sit with myself, it really has changed the way I see the relationship I have with myself, but also my other relationships. I also feel that once you're able to be a good friend to yourself or love yourself, you're able to do it better in your other relationships. Like, you'll know what feels good and what doesn't. And you can also better determine what you really want and what you really need from people. And what can they give you that you can't give yourself? So I feel like oftentimes in relationships or friendships, we're seeking things that either they're not capable of, or things that we're expecting things of them that we feel we need. And the reality more than not is that we could just give that to ourselves, whatever we feel we're lacking, because everything is within us. When we don't have a good relationship with ourselves, we don't see that, and that's a problem. So I want to get into how to start, how to do this. How do you become your own best friend? Number one, and the biggest thing, is spend time alone. And I talk about this all the time, and I will keep talking about it. It is so important to spend actual time alone. Don't just sit at home one night and watch Netflix. That's not spending time alone. Like, yes, that does count. But go do activities, go to the store, go to the park, go to a bookstore, go shopping, go out to eat, go for a walk. Whatever you enjoy doing with others, do with yourself. And learn to have fun on your own. I honestly have so much fun just like by myself. Like, I'll literally be making myself laugh and stuff. Like, it's a really good time out here, okay? So we all have love languages, and even in friendships, like, we have certain things that we expect or want from our friends. If you have to make a list of what you look for or what you feel you need from other people, make a list and start doing those things for yourself. Show up for yourself. Show love to yourself. You truly are your forever bestie. Like, your forever built-in bestie. And if you and you are clashing heads, it's not going to be a very fun existence for you. You really are your own best friend forever. Like, that's awesome. Number one. Number two, it's like you have the control to build a relationship. The cool part about being your own best friend is you are both sides to it. In a friendship, like, you have expectations and that person doesn't live up to them and you're disappointed. You only can blame yourself if you're disappointed in yourself, type of thing. It's you kind of lay out the ground rules for your friendship and you're gonna follow them because you created them. Does that make sense? Like, I think it's fun to experiment and discover, oh, what do I like? What do I dislike? Try new things, try old things. I'm mid-20s at this point. I feel like this is a time where I'm getting to know myself better than ever. I feel like when we're kids, we know ourselves because we're so simple-minded and there's very little conditioning to our psyche and personality at that point. So I think personally, my 20s right now, this past year, so just before mid-20s, I guess, I am getting to know myself in ways that I never had before. I think part of that, which I will say again, and I will say many more times, is because of all the alone time that I've had, being alone in so many ways and embracing it, not feeling like, oh, I'm alone. Like, no, I'm alone. And it's a beautiful thing. Like, truly, it's a beautiful thing. I am taking advantage of the time alone. What do I like? What bothers me? There is so much to learn about ourselves. Like, we may think, oh, I know myself. Do you? I don't even fully know myself. I know her at the core, but it's more of a feeling. As a human, like, to know, like I said, your dislikes, your likes. When you're getting to know somebody, like even a friend, you just met a friend, like, you're asking them questions like, do you know those answers to the questions that you would ask for yourself? Like, do you know yourself? Probably not. I just think it's really important to never forget that, like I said, at the end of the day, I feel like my dog is chewing on something in every video, and I'm so sorry. I just realized, because I tend to like black him out, and I just heard it, and I don't know how long. I think he's been doing it the whole time. So I am sorry. I just wanted to kind of remind you guys that, especially if you're in your 20s, like, this is the time to form that relationship with yourself, because a lot of relationships around you are going to be changing rapidly, depending, I guess, on your growth and your own way of life. But especially if you're in your 20s and you're trying to level up mentally and you're trying to heal and you're trying to grow, you're just trying to learn things and kind of move forward with life, you're going to lose a lot of friendships, or they're gonna change. I won't say you'll lose all the relationships in your life, because that's, I mean, I don't know, not gonna speak for you, but a lot of the relationships are going to change, because as we grow up, we are changing. Just to know that, okay, I have my own back. You know, I got my back. I love myself. I'm good. Having faith in yourself is another thing, because while discovering who you are and what you want to do, there's some things that you may want to go after or do that other people may not agree with, whether they don't believe you can do it or they just think you're kind of not on the right path. And that's not for anyone else to decide but you. But it's important to have faith and believe in yourself, because at any given time, there could be people that just don't. The people that you want to rely on, the people that you think will, and they just won't. And that's okay. That's for you now to pick your own self up and be like, I've got this. I'm not alone. I've got me. You know what I mean? And like, I feel like it could sound sad, but it's really not. It's actually very empowering in my opinion. And yeah, I just think spending time alone, main thing, trying new things and old things, doing actual activities by yourself, and just have a little fun. Work on your self-love, your confidence, just love yourself. Okay, that is pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed it, you found it helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. If you guys have any questions or like specific topics that you'd like me to touch on, I would be happy to do that. And I appreciate you watching till now. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.